2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday the 29th of May and it's the day that radio stations love. It's Biscuit Day. What's your favourite? Oh, I fell for it.
A jammy dodger.
Happy birthday to Rupert Everett, Noel Gallagher and Mel B.
7.
As Comings Not Goings rolls on, Boris twice refused to let his senior scientific advisors answer questions on Cummings' behaviour. Here's Robert Peston making an attempt to get an answer.
I think it's perfectly reasonable to ask Sir Patrick and Chris Whitty whether they fear that compliance with these rules will be reduced as a result of this.
Robert, thanks a lot. And look, I'm just going to repeat the point I've made just now. It is very important that our advisors are protected from being dragged into political controversy. And just to repeat the thing I've been saying in the last few days, we want to get some very clear and simple messages across to the British public. What they want to hear is what we're doing to tackle coronavirus, what the plan is. We've announced a huge amount.
As part of the announcing stuff policy that definitely isn't intended to distract from Durham Dom, Boris is allowing small groups to meet for a Monday. That's 6 people. Essentially, that means that Boy Band 5 could have a reunion, but S Club 7 are out of luck.
I know the toll that lockdown has taken on families and friends who've been unable to see each other. So from Monday, we will allow up to 6 people to meet outside, provided those from different households continue strictly to observe social distancing rules by staying 2 metres apart. At the moment, as you know, people can meet in parks, but not in private gardens, and this was a cautious first step. But we know that there is no difference in the health risk.
Wait, are you saying a garden's like a tiny park? Hey, brilliant. Hey, kids, we've got a park.
6.
Kay Burley has had quite the week. She gave go for going over on Tuesday, and now she's had a weird moment with a laughing Matt Lavish Holidays Hancock. Kate was quite correctly pointing out on the day that the UK appears to have the second highest per capita death rate in Europe that the track and trace system and app don't appear to be ready when promised.
Priceless, Kay. I'm normally accused of delaying these things and bringing them in too slowly. I committed to getting the system in mid-May.
You did.
You don't just
No. You talked about the app in mid-May. Okay. You talked about the app. You talked about the app in mid-May, didn't you, Health Secretary? And we've still not got that app. You said the app was absolutely essential to this track and trace. The app is still not ready until next week, at the earliest, maybe after that, and yet you brought this forward. I suppose many of my viewers will think it's not a laughing matter.
5.
In the United States, as riots and protests spread after the choking death of George Floyd and thousands took to the streets in Minnesota, Donald Trump seems more preoccupied with his personal battles with Twitter, all because they fact-checked 2 tweets. He issued an executive order on social media, which is probably pointless, and talked about shutting it down completely.
I think if Twitter were not honorable, if you're going to have a guy like this be your judge and jury, I think you shut it down as far as I'm concerned, but I'd have to go through a legal process to do that.
How would you shut down an American
I don't know. I'd
public?
have to ask the lawyers. I'd have to go through a legal process.
He did have some comments on the death of George Floyd.
And I've asked the Attorney General, FBI, and the Attorney General to take a very strong look and to see what went on, because that was a very, very bad thing that I saw. I saw it last night, and I didn't like it.
Do you think those police officers should be prosecuted?
I'm not going to make any comment right now. I can tell you, I think what I saw was not good. Very bad.
4.
The World Health Organization has been accused by many of being a villain during the current pandemic, and now they've hired an actual supervillain to help them out. Gru and minions from Despicable Me have made a special public health film for kids with useful advice on social distancing and what to do at home.
Hello, everybody! It's me, Gru! And I've got some tips to help you get through this challenging time. First, practice physical distancing.
I'm sorry, I did not see you there.
I've been doing it my whole life.
Or there.
Plus, there are lots of things you can do at home, like stay active with some sick dance moves, be daring, and whip up a new dish. I love the combination of gummy bears and meat. Or just have some fun. Okay, not that much fun.
3.
The Premier League finally confirmed that football will return. The first game's due to be played on June the 17th. That'll be Aston Villa versus Sheffield United and Arsenal versus Man City. And the matches will be spread across multiple broadcasters, so Sky Sports, BT, and for the first time in a long time, the BBC will be showing Premier League games. Maybe you should try and finish painting that fence this weekend, especially if you're planning to watch 5 games back-to-back on Saturdays and Sundays all through June and July.
2.
Kevin Hart appeared on the world's most expensive podcast, Joe Rogan, and talked about his near-death experience last year in a car crash. It certainly seems to have changed his view on the world. Here he is with Joe, and it gets totally deep, bro.
That's what it is. It's literally that.
Yeah.
At any decision, at any given time, it can be over.
Yeah.
And it's not until you get close to that light that you truly respect that. I respect that. There are no bad days. Hey, man, miss me with any bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm smiling.
Yeah.
Because I have no reason to be angry because I don't have to be here.
You appreciate that sunshine because you've been in the pouring rain.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey. That's a yes.
1.
We saw Josh Gad, Olaf the Snowman from Frozen reunite the Goonies, including a guest appearance from Steven Spielberg. Well, he's at it again, this time with the Lord of the Rings cast.
What would you all say to a Lord of the Rings reunion?
Elijah?
Wish this choice had never come to me. I wish none of this had happened.
So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us.
This has been the Smart 7. Stay safe, stay distant, and please wash those hands. We are on Alexa now. You can enable the Smart 7 and add us as a flash briefing. We're back tomorrow at 7. Please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Rule of 3, where people who make funny stuff talk about something funny that they love.
Because I remember as a kid thinking that's a really good old-fashioned gag, but it's also nasty.
The actual VHS, this is clearly sufficiently important to me that this went to house moves as well.
There is that joy and that slight fear as well about who's going to say what.
Everything from Airplane to Bottom.
From When Harry Met Sally to The Muppets.
Trying is good, aiming high is good, being ridiculous and not being afraid of failure is good.
I think that joke is so fucking funny.
Again, I just think this is hysterical. It's beautiful stuff.
Rule of 3 from Great Big Owl.